Hello everyone, my name is Marran, and today I'm gonna talk about the Internet of Things as a domain survey. So the agenda that I will cover in this discussion is introduction and the Internet of Things architectures, then elements, then application protocols, then service discovery protocols, then Internet of Things challenges. So the Internet of Things enables physical objects to see and hear, and also to think, to perform jobs by having them to talk together and sharing the decision. And also the Internet of Things transform this object from being traditional to smart by exploiting its underlying technologies. And that means, to enable things to be connected anytime, any place, by using any service or any network. And over the time, the Internet of Things expected to have significant home and the business application to contribute to the quality of life and grow the world economy. For example, smart home. I mean by smart home, because the smart home can enable the resident to open the garage when they arrived, or prepare the coffee or tea, or also turn on the TV when they need it. And all of this can be, done by the Internet of Things. So the Internet of Things architecture, there are five layer model. Start from objects until business layer. I will cover most of them in this discussion. So let's start with the object one. The object layer or perception layer represent the physical sensor of the Internet of Things that aim to collect and process the information. And also the perception layer digitalize and transfer data to the object abstraction layer through the source channel. And in the object abstraction layer, the main purpose of this layer is transfer data produced by the object layer to service management layer through the source channel. Data can be transferred through diverse technologies such as radio frequency identification, or 3G, or Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth, and so on. So in this layer, the object abstraction layer can handle other functions like cloud computing, or data management process. So in the service management or middleware layer, pairs the service with its required based on the address and name. And in this same layer enables to the application programmer to work with the trillion heterogeneous objects without concentration about to specific hardware platform. So the main purpose of service management layer is process received data and make decision, and deliver the required services over the network wire protocol to application layer. So in the application layer, provide the service requested by the customer. For example, the application layer can provide temperature data to the customer who ask for the data. And in the business layer, the last one, the business layer can manage the overall the Internet of Things activities and services. Here, all of the activities and services. And what is the responsibility for this layer? Actually, the responsibility for this layer is to build a business model, a graphics or flow chart, and based on the received data from the application layer. and also supposed to design and analysis or implement or evaluate and develop the Internet of Things related elements. I mean, the business layer makes it possible to support decision making process based on the big data analysis. So the Internet of Things elements include identification plus sensing plus communication plus computation plus services plus semantics. I will discuss each one of these elements that needed to deliver functionality of the Internet of Things. Let's start with the identification. So the identification is crucial for the Internet of Things to name and match services with their demand, and it's more important or necessary to determine object ID and IP address. I mean by object ID is name such as, I mean, for T1 for the temperature, the particular temperature sensor, and I mean by object address I mean refers to address with the communication network. And for sensing, I mean the main purpose for sensing is gathering data from related objects with the network and send it back to the data warehouse or database or iCloud or a cloud. I'm sorry. And also the Internet of Things sensors can be smart sensor or wearable sensor devices. And the communication. The main purpose for communication is connect the heterogeneous objects together to deliver specific smart services. And I mean the good example for communication protocol used for the Internet of Things, for example, Wi-Fi. And I mean by Wi-Fi is allows smart devices to communicate and exchange the data between them without using router. And for the Bluetooth, also smart devices to exchange data between them over the short distance. And for the radio frequency identification is a first technology used for realize the machine-to-machine concept. For the computation, actually the computation has two two elements, which one hardware and software. And the hardware, I mean, like smart things or Arduino or I mean smartphones, something like that. For the other elements, which software like operating system, for example, Android, and the cloud like Hadoop. And I mean, cloud platform, another important computational part for the Internet of Things. So for the services, we have two kind of environment interaction, the internal and external, and also the intelligent transportation systems represent the main purpose for that one is represent integration between computation and communication to control the transportation network. And the aim of the aim of intelligent transportation system to achieve better reliability and availability and also safety for the transportation infrastructure. So for the last one, semantics is mentioned to the ability for the extract knowledge smartly by different machines to provide the required services. There are many kind of knowledge extractions like discovering using resources, modeling information. And finally, semantic represent the brain of the Internet of Things by sending demand to the right resource. So application protocols. There are two kinds of application protocols, which is message queue at telemetry transport and constraint application protocol. In fact, the aim of the message queue telemetry transport is to connect the embedded devices and network with the applications and middleware. And there are three types of message queue telemetry transport, which is publisher and broker and subscriber. How it's work? The publisher acts as a generator of interesting data. So the publisher transmits the information to the interest entity, which is subscriber, through the broker, and also the broker achieves the security of by checking authorization of the publisher and the subscriber. The example of message queue telemetry transport, healthcare and Facebook notification. So the second type is constraint application protocol. The aim of that one is defined a web transfer protocol based on the representational state transfer. Also, the representational state transfer represent a similar way to exchange the data between client and servers, or for the hypertext transfer protocol. And also the messages actualizes confirmable and non-confirmable and reset and acknowledgement. So service discovery protocol. There are two main steps of process service discovery. The first one is finding name of required service such as printer, and pairing IP address with their host name using domain name system. And also finding host name is important because IP address might change, and the name cannot be changed. And using domain name system and service discovery in instant name in the network can be kept constant at long as possible to increase trust of reliability. So for the challenges in coming years, the Internet of Things is expected to bring diverse technologies to enable new availability and scalability, security and privacy, performance management, reliability. One solution for the achieve high availability of the Internet of Things is to provide redundancy for critical devices and services, and for reliability aims to increase the success rate of the Internet of Things services delivering. For the security and privacy are the top of priority for the Internet of Things application, followed by performance, then reliability, then management. In the end, what's my aim for this presentation? Actually, my object is to provide the more thoughts summary of the most relative products and applications issue to enable research and application developers to get up to speed quickly on how the different protocols fit together to deliver desired functionality without having to go through a standard specification. Thank you.